scent of damp earth and decaying vegetation lingers in the air, thick and heavy as my boots press into the jungle floor. The African wilderness extends around us, an untamed force of nature alive with unseen dangers. The night is filled with sounds, hushed rustlings in the foliage, distant calls of nocturnal creatures, and the low, rhythmic hum of insects. I move closely behind Master Chief Chester Fuller, our unshakable leader. A man shaped by years of combat experience and hardship. His movements are calculated, precise. The rest of our unit follows like killer ants, silent and disciplined. As members of the elite Marine Black Recon Special Forces, we rely on stealth, training, and instincts. We exist in the underbrush, unnoticed by the jungle itself due to our stealth. Every year we return to this place, a secluded stretch of land deep within uncharted territory. No maps record his existence, no satellites capture his presence. It is a completely uncharted nightmare of terror. Here we test ourselves, push our limits, and hone our trade. It is not an official mission, but a rite of passage and an unspoken tradition among we elite operators. We speak of our time here to no one. When we return home, this is where we confront our demons, where we prove we've got the right stuff to succeed. That night, we established camp in a small clearing surrounded by towering trees with gnarled branches stretching toward the sky. The fire burns low in the center of our crude encampment, its flickering glow casting shifting shadows across the forest floor. The air is heavy with an unspoken tension. We remain on alert 24/7, never giving away our position. But something feels different this year. Discipline dictates we say little. The night is for listening, for sensing changes in the wind, for detecting subtle shifts in the jungle's rhythm. But tonight, the silence is unnatural. It clings to us, heavy and foreboding, tightening with each passing moment. Then, a sound, soft, barely audible, a rustle in the foliage. Most wouldn't have noticed it, but we do. Every muscle in my body tenses as my hand grips the cool steel of my weapon. In an instant, we are moving, guns raised, eyes scanning the darkness. Then, it steps forward, a man, or something that once was a man. His frame is skeletal, his limbs frail, his ribs protrude sharply, his hollowed stomach evidence of severe malnourishment. Sweat glistens on his skin, his breath uneven, but his eyes unsettle me the most. They are empty, hollow, and devoid of light. The firelight illuminates his cracked lips, his yellowed teeth. He moves hesitantly, as though his body struggles to remember how. His trembling hands lift slightly, a gesture that could be mistaken for surrender or perhaps a plea. But something feels very off. Master Chief Fuller signals us to hold. No one lowers their weapons. The man stumbles forward, his breath shallow, his chest rising and falling erratically. "Who are you?" Fuller demands, his voice steady, controlled, and calm. The man attempts to respond, but only a dry, rasping sound escapes his throat. His shoulders shudder, his body trembling. Then, suddenly, violently, he convulses. A grotesque, gurgling noise escapes him as he doubles over. A dark, viscous, black substance spills from his mouth, splattering onto the earth in thick, oozing pools. The moment it touches the ground, an unearthly stench fills the air, a scent that defies description, a scent that churns my stomach. "Get back," someone mutters behind me, barely suppressing a gag. But before anyone can move, the man acts, not toward us, toward the fire. With a sudden, desperate cry, he lunges forward, throwing himself into the flames. Sparks fly as he collapses onto the embers, but he does not scream. Instead, he clutches the burning wood, his skeletal fingers gripping the embers. His hands blacken, the heat peeling away flesh. The air fills with the abhorrent scent of burning flesh. We remain frozen. We have seen suffering. We have seen death. But we have never seen nothing like this. His body writhes, contorting unnaturally. Then, finally, mercifully, his movements slow. The fire consumes him until all that remains are charred remnants. Silence follows. Fuller finally speaks, his voice grim. "We need to burn the remains completely to ashes." No one argues. No one hesitates. We fuel the fire with dead brush near our camp, ensuring nothing remains. We convince ourselves it is over, that we have neutralized whatever had overtaken him, but we are wrong. Something is already inside us, and by the time we realize it, it will be too late. Morning arrives with sticky humidity and an unsettling stillness. The jungle is never truly silent. Its constant hum is a living entity in itself. But today, that hum is muted, restrained, as if the entire forest holds its breath. The usual chorus of insects are absent, no distant calls of birds. Even the wind has stilled, leaving behind a wet, heavy, oppressive weight in the air. The men move through camp, uneasy but quiet. We pack our gear, check our weapons, take stock of our rations. None of us speak of the night before. There's an unspoken rule among soldiers. We do not question the unexplainable. We bury it deep and press forward to complete our mission. But the jungle does not release its grip so easily. It starts with Lopez. At first, it is just a cough, a dry, insignificant rasp that barely warrants attention. He waves it off, drinks from his canteen, mutters something about the jungle air irritating his throat. None of us think twice about it. But by midday, the cough has worsened. It is no longer dry, it has become something continual, deeper. A hacking sound that sends tremors through his body. Sweat beads on his forehead, his skin paler than it should be. His movement slow, his gaze unfocused. "You good, Lopez?" I ask. He looks at me, and for a moment, something flickers behind his eyes. Something distant, something not quite right. Then, just as quickly, it is gone. He forces a grin. "Yeah, man, just need some rest." But by nightfall, it is clear that rest won't help. Lopez, or what used to be Lopez, lunges at Ortega, his fingers locking around his throat with unnatural force. The sound that spills from his lips is no longer human. A wet, gurgling snarl that rattles deep in his chest. His nails, jagged and splintered, press into Ortega's skin, dragging him downward with terrifying strength. Blood wells up instantly, spilling into my face, the air thick with the metallic scent. Ortega's choke screams fade beneath the black bile bubbling from Lopez's mouth. The strange liquid seeps into the wound, slithering like ink, pulsing as if alive. We open fire again. The first shot slams into Lopez's chest, knocking him back, but he does not fall. His head jerks to the side at an impossible angle, a sickening crack echoing in the humid air. He stands there staring, his pupils swallowed by an abysmal darkness. Then he moves, not like a man, not like anything that should exist, or still be alive. His limbs twitch violently, his motions erratic, like a puppet on tangled strings. The bullet wounds in his chest seep more of that black sludge. Thick as tar, but he does not flinch. More shots rip through him coming from my teammates. One tears into his shoulder, exposing raw muscle. Another shatters part of his cheek, revealing broken teeth beneath. A final round punches through his stomach, sending the dark substance splattering outward all over me. Still he does not stop. His mouth twists into something that could resemble a grin, except it is too wide, too unnatural. And then he lunges faster than before. A blur of hunger, of rot, of something ancient and primal. Ortega doesn't stand a chance. Lopez's teeth sink deep into him, not just biting, but consuming whole parts of him. A garbled noise fills the air as Ortega's body trembles violently. Then it happens. His wide eyes, filled with unspoken terror, begin to darken. The black veins spread. His fingers twitch, his lips parting, but no sound escapes. The infection is inside him now, and we realize too late we are not fighting one enemy. We are multiplying them with each shot. The gunfire draws attention, too much attention. Something shifts in the trees coming our way. A whisper at first, branches swaying, leaves rustling in a non-existent breeze. Then the first figures emerge. They appear human at first glance, but the closer they come, the clearer it becomes that they are certainly not. Twisted, wretched things crawling from the darkness. Some are missing pieces of themselves, flesh stripped away, ribs exposed, eyes hollowed into soulless pits. The jungle has not claimed them, it has kept them for some unknown reason. Their movements are unnatural, twitching, spasming, lurching forward in broken strides, and they seem hungry. starving, their mouths open, black saliva dripping from their lips, their fingers flex and curl, reaching toward us. They do not charge, not yet. They watch, they smell us. They know we are still alive. The first one lets out a noise, a clicking sound, bone tapping against bone, echoing through the trees. Then another, then all at once, they bum rush us. The jungle erupts in chaos. We open fire in all directions. The muzzle flashes, illuminating twisted faces, contorted, mutilated and inhuman. Bullets tear into them, but they do not fall. Some stumble, but continue forward. Some lose limbs, but keep crawling. Some are split open, yet still drag themselves toward us. Lopez and Ortega are among them. Not dead, not anymore. The jungle floor is slick with red, the air thick with the stench of decay. Mendoza is the first to fall. One of them lunges, his jaw distending before sinking into him. Private Ramos is next, then Rodriguez, then Stafford. One by one they are overrun and have been sacrificed by these things. It is just Master Chief Fuller and me now. Then the rifle in my hands runs out of ammo. The figures close in. I feel them beyond the firelight, shifting, breathing, waiting. Fuller pulls the last grenade from his vest. We go together, he says, his voice strong and steady. The pin clinks right before the creatures lunge at us. An explosion erupts, darkness, silence. All at once a high-pitched ringing screams through my skull. My body is half buried beneath debris, lungs filled with thick, suffocating smoke. I try to move, but pain anchors me to the forest floor. The explosion. Fuller's grenade. A desperate, final stand I now remember. Bodies are scattered. Some are still and quiet. Others are shifting wildly, still alive. A wet, gurgling sound bubbles up from nearby. I am not alone. Then a footstep approaches. Soft. Slow. I hold my breath. Through the haze I see him, Master Chief Chester Fuller, or what remains of him. One of his arms are missing, his torso torn open, the black bile dripping from his wounds. But he is alive, or is he? His head twitches unnaturally. His once focused eyes are now black voids, empty, bottomless. He does not breathe, and yet he moves. A deep guttural sound spills from his throat, and then he speaks. But it is not his voice, it is all of them, all of my team, Lopez, Ortega, Mendoza, Stafford. We are still here. We are waiting. We are hungry. Come join us. Then they surround and embrace me. Now consumed, I become many instead of just one. I resist the urge to scream because I no longer remember how.